doctor takes an oath. It's sacred and vital to our calling as physicians, and it goes to the very core of what we believe. It says, "I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk,
and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow.
That I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures which are required,
avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism.
I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science,
and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug.
I will not be ashamed to say, I know not.
Nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery."
A man does what he must, in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures. And that is the basis of all human morality. Winston Churchill. Moral dilemmas permeate everyday life, existing everywhere and within everyone. Today, it is your turn to decide. We find ourselves in a hospital. A woman, Mrs. Renza, is tormented by multiple sclerosis and severe asthma attacks. 3 people, all with different ethical viewpoints, are vying for her fate within the hospital. There is the doctor, who carries the perspective to not resuscitate Mrs. Renza due to believing it is her moral duty. This is flawed, as she does not test it against the 4 principles of the categorical imperative in the moral law, the faux Kantian outlook. There is Mrs. Renza's daughter, who believes Mrs. Renza should be allowed to live and practice moral virtue, and no one can take that away. Mill. And finally, there is the nurse, who holds the view of her goodwill being motivated for the sake of moral duty, as tested against the moral law. Kant. Who shall decide the fate of Mrs. Renza, based off such ethical views? Allow us to delve into her story and see.
I don't think I'm okay right now. I think I'm having a heart attack.
You're gonna be okay. We're gonna get you to the hospital.
I'm currently not happy with my situation, having to go back and forth from the hospital to home each and every week. I'm no longer living the life that God set up for me.
I mean, Mom, you're still so young. There has to be something they can do for you. I don't know. I just don't think they're doing enough for you. There has to be something they can do.
They shouldn't assign me the DNR then.
No, I don't think they should.
Good morning, ladies. I'm Dr. E. It's nice to meet you.
Nice
oh, wait,
to
we've already met. That's funny. Anyways, I just wanted to sit down and talk with you two today and tell you that I've decided it is not your choice whether you wanted a DNR or not. Lately, you've been coming into the hospital multiple times a week, and honestly, our priority is our new patients with new cases. While I respect your views of wanting to fight your multiple sclerosis and other ailments, it is my duty to make the best decisions for my patients in this hospital.
I don't think you have been looking into the case as much as you should be. I would really appreciate it if you reconsider. I'm no longer happy with my situation anymore, and I really want to change that.
Well, fortunately, ma'am, you are more than welcome to transfer to a different hospital if you don't agree with our orders. I will just be sending in the nurses now to take your vitals, and you guys have a good morning. I am getting really sick and tired of this patient's condition. Not only is she taking the valuable time of my staff, she is also becoming a nuisance. I have many other cases to attend to, and I have my own life outside of this hospital.
was just wondering if I could ask you a few questions about the DNR that you issued for Miss Renza.
Sure, what questions do you have?
I was just wondering why you issued the DNR, because it is our duty as healthcare providers to keep our patients healthy.
Well, to answer your question, I think it is in the best interest of this hospital if Mrs. Renza's condition were to collapse.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but don't you think that we should, like, consider our options more carefully? Like, this is her life that we're talking about.
Well, considering her current condition, her happiness would matter in the case if she wasn't already severely depressed. But considering what is happening right now, you know, I just believe that my orders are what best fits for her medical needs.
All right, cool, thank you. I really don't understand why this DNR has been issued. No consent was given, and as healthcare providers, it is our duty to keep these people alive for as long as we can. Also, the treatment that Miss Renza needs is fairly basic.
For anyone to provide informed consent, one must be competent in meeting 3 criteria. 1. He or she must be fully informed about the diagnosis and treatment options. 2. He or she must be able to reason through such information and understand the consequences. Finally, he or she must be capable of making a final decision and acting upon it. In first-party consent, this is accomplished by the patient meeting these criteria and providing consent themselves. In third-party consent, a representative of the patient, such as a family member or friend, consents in the best interest of the patient. Neither Mrs. Renza nor her daughter were offered the opportunity of consent prior to the doctor's decision. Now we see the consequence.
I don't understand why the doctor is doing this. Like, I just want my life to go back to normal.
I don't understand it either. I mean, this doctor is clearly neglecting you. Like, multiple sclerosis is a chronic disease, and she can't expect you to just get better overnight.
Yeah.
Hi, how's it going?
So good, how are you?
Good. Heard you had an incident earlier today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better now, but it's a little stressful from
Yeah.
the situation.
Nice, you're good there. Just gonna check your breathing, so just take a
Okay.
deep breath. Nice. All right, well,
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you agree with what the doctor said earlier?
I mean, I'm not supposed to say anything, but frankly, no, I don't agree with it. I think it's unethical and just...
So, what do we do to fight it?
I mean, there's not a lot that we can do. We can take this to the ethical review board if you really want to, but other than that, you can just transfer. That's really it. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Alright, you too.
Yeah. And you know, I find Dr. E's call to action extremely outrageous and unethical. If I'm ever around and you end up coding, I promise that I will ignore the DNR.
Can't you get fired for that?
Are you serious?
Yes, but that's okay, because it's my job. So, have a good day.
Alright, you too.
I don't think what this doctor is doing to my mom is fair at all. She deserves to be happy, to feel better, and to not be in pain. This doctor has no idea what she's gone through. The doctor took the Hippocratic Oath. She has to do whatever she can to help her, not kill her. I'm so thankful for her nurse, though. She might be the only one to actually save my mom's life if she were to code. I'm just nervous that she's going to find out, so my mom and I must be quiet about this nurse. If she finds out, we might have to transfer to a new hospital, and they might assign a DNR to her case as well.
I can't believe Dr. E issued this DNR. Do you think that I should resuscitate her even though I'm not supposed to?
Well, I mean, you can, but you know how she is. She'll fire you.
I mean, but I think that's a risk I have to take.
It's your risk. I'm gonna obey the doctor's orders.
Oh my gosh.
did today was completely against the hospital and my orders. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yes, I do. Not only was your call unethical due to the fact that there was no first or third party consent, but it didn't follow my ethical standards as well. You also went against the patient's well-being and the Hippocratic Oath.
Well, those were my specific orders, and you can take a look at it right here and get going, and you're officially terminated from the hospital.
Every decision starts with a moral choice, a moral duty. Whether we choose to do what is right or wrong is dependent upon our character, our pursuit and acting out of goodwill and achieving our moral duty as human beings. Now is the time to act. Now is the time to embrace our duty to others. Now is our time to do what is right. As we reflect upon the beauty of life, a nurse saving the helpless, we finally understand our duty. As Immanuel Kant once said, there are two things which fill me with ever-increasing wonder: the starry heavens above me and the moral law within me. Now is our time.
Do you have anything to say to yourself? What you did today was completely against my and the hospital's actions. Stop laughing. What you did today was completely against...
Did you say come in?
Mom? Help!
They shouldn't assign me the DNR then.
No, I don't think they should. Good morning, hi, I'm Gabrielle.